Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. We are studying the fourth sutra of the Brahma Sutras. We are studying the commentary on the fourth sutra of the Brahma Sutras by Bhagavad-pada Shankaracharya. Here, in this section, which we will see today, the Bhashyakara, that is Bhagavad-pada Shankaracharya, he is proving that the state of embodiment or the embodied state, the state of being associated with the body, is a state which is caused by false understanding, false cognition, false understanding, false knowledge. He says, now in the previous passage, in the previous sections, a passage from the Chandogya Upanishad was just previous sentence, a passage or a sentence from the Chandogya Upanishad was cited by the Bhashyakara. Ashariram bhava santam na priya apriye sprishatah. Ashariram bhava santam na priya apriye sprishatah. That means once freed from the embodied state, ashariram, unembodied. So once freed from the embodied state or becoming unembodied, one is not touched by pleasure or pain. That is the idea there. So that is the meaning. So as an objection to this Upanishadic statement, the Purva Paksha, here being the Mimamsaka philosopher, says, see, the moment you become unembodied, moment you are free from embodiment, that is, you are free from the body, pleasure and pain stop affecting you. So that means once a person gives up the body, pleasure and pain stops affecting them. That is the objection which is raised. Objection, or that is the point which is argument which is raised by the Mimamsaka. He says, Sharire patite ashariratvam syad na jivatah iti chet. If one were to say, yes, Sharire patite, when the body falls off, ashariratvam syat, a person will attain the unembodied state, which is what is cited by you while you cite the Chandogya Upanishad sentence, ashariram vavasanta na priya apriye sprishatah. So this unembodied state one will attain when the body falls off. Na jivata iti chet, if one were to argue that when a person dies, then that person becomes free of pain and pleasure because there is no more body. No, that cannot be argued. It is not acceptable. Why? Sa sharirattvasya mithya jnana nimittatvat. So here we have to understand that the Upanishad talks about the embodied state and the unembodied state. Unembodied state is attained when one is free from the cause of embodied state. What is the cause of embodied state? Mithya jnana, false knowledge or false cognition. So Acharya says No, what you are saying is not correct. A person does not become free of embodiment when the person dies or when the body falls off. A person becomes free of embodiment when that person becomes free of mithya jnana, false knowledge. So why? Because sa sharirattvasya mithya jnana nimittatvat. Because of false knowledge being the cause of embodiment. That is why we cannot accept that sharire patite ashariratvam syat. We cannot accept that ashariratva or the unembodied state happens or comes to being when sharire patite, when the body falls off. That is, a person dies. Na jivata iti chet, or when that person is not living. Nahi also atmanah sharira atma abhimana lakshanam mithya jnanam muktva anyatah sa shariratvam shakyam kalpayitum. Also further, it is not possible to imagine kalpayitum, imagine shakyam, na shakyam, not possible. Sa shariratvam, to imagine the embodied state of Atman. So it is not possible to imagine the embodied state of the Atman other than the cause of Sharira Mithya Jnanam, other than because of false knowledge, which has the property or which has the Lakshana of Sharira Atma Abhimana, of associating body with the self. Associating body with the self. That is the Lakshana, that is the characteristic, that is the property of Mithya Jnana, false knowledge. The property of false knowledge is what? One associates Abhimana, one associates Sharira, body, with Atma. And apart from this Muktva, other than this Mithya Jnana, there is nothing which can make us posit or bring the status of embodiment to Atman. So Atman cannot be really embodied. If Atman is embodied, or one thinks that Atman is embodied, that is because of false knowledge. Simple. It is simple. So if someone says, today the sun is very dark, so sun cannot be dark. How can sun be dark? So today the sun is dark. Don't you believe me? You go and see outside, it is all very dark. So it is 10 o'clock in the morning and it is dark. So sun, the property of sun, 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 is not dark. That is the property. It is bright. But we are seeing that it is dark outside. So then the sun is not dark. That means clouds have covered it. It is now rainy season, monsoon. Clouds have covered it, and so you feel that the sun is dark. Means you feel everything is dark. Similarly, how can Atman be associated with the body? It cannot be. Atman is not embodied. It cannot be. So if you think that Atman is embodied, or if one has the knowledge that Atman is embodied, Mama Shariram, my body, this is my body. So one thinks that it is my body, then my body, that means what happens? That means that thought or that knowledge is wrong, because Atman cannot have a body. So other than it being wrong knowledge, There is no way that Atman can be associated with the body. That is the idea here. Mithya jnanam muktva anyatah sa shariratvam na shakyam kalpayitum. It is impossible to imagine the embodied state for the Atman other than it being because of false knowledge. That means it is still not embodied. Only one feels that it is embodied. So if one says, I've seen an elephant, it was very small. How small it was? It was like a mouse. So that means immediately we have to understand that this person, what elephant this person saw is not a real elephant. Either this person saw an elephant from afar, from a distance, or what that person has seen is a toy or something like that. Because real elephant cannot be so small. So the nature of Atman is not embodied. And since the nature of Atman is not embodied, that is why this Abhimana, Sa Shariratva, this association with the body, the embodied state can only be because of false knowledge, because of wrong understanding. Also, Nityam Ashariratvam Akarma Nimittatvat iti avocham. We have already told that Ashariratvam is Nityam. The unembodied state is Nityam. It is eternal. Why? Because of Akarma Nimittatvat. Because of it not doing any actions. Because it does not have any act, and that is the cause. And akarma nimittatvat, the nimitta, the cause is it does not have any act, or it does not act, it does not have any action. That is why it is unembodied. So the idea is, if one does any action, then that person will have embodiment based on the action. Based on the action, that person will take bodies. So if good action, eventually one will get a human body. Even after getting human body, if one does a very bad action, then one may get some other body which is not a human body. So this Shariratvam is essentially a state which one attains because of the results of one's actions. And because Atman is Asharira, Ashariri or Ashariratva is Atman's state, that is, Atman is not embodied, it is unembodied. So why? Because it does not have any act. It does not do any act. Also, because of that, it is eternal. So this unembodied state of the Atman is eternal. It is not temporary. Iti avochama. This we have already told. Now the Mimamsa philosopher has made up one's mind, will not go unless and until the Mimamsa philosopher proves that the embodied state is a state of the Atman. So again the Mimamsaka comes and again gives another objection. Of course, we have to remember all these objections were imagined or were deduced based on the philosophy of Mimamsa by Bhagavad-pada Shankaracharya himself, and he himself is positing these objections. Tatkrita dharma adharma nimittam sa shariratvam iti chet. So if one were to argue that, okay, what you are saying is all right, that unembodied state is eternal. Okay, accepted. Unembodied state is there because there is no act for the Atman. Accepted. But suppose we say Tatkrita dharma adharma nimittam shariratvam. that the Atman has done some good actions, some adharma, bad actions. So based on the good and bad, virtuous and not virtuous, so merit and demerit, virtue and vice, based on that kind of action, one will get body. The embodied state comes because of one doing merits and demerits, performing merits and demerits. If one argues like that, iti chet, if one were to say like that, no, that is also not tenable. That is also not acceptable. Why? Sharira sambandhasya asiddhatvat dharma adharmayoho atma kritatva asiddhehe. Very simple. First of all, Shankaracharya says that it has not yet been proved that the Atman performs an action. It has not been proved. Atman performs an action. It has not been proved. And so, Sharira Sambandhasya Asiddhatvat. The body performs an action. Okay. But Atman's association or connection with the body has not been proved yet. We have told earlier that Atman is unembodied. And this idea that Atman is embodied can be only because of false knowledge. Just now we told that. So only false knowledge alone can be the cause of this idea that Atman is embodied. That we have told. So the fact whether Atman is embodied or not itself is not clear. That itself is not clear. Without a body, how can a person do an action? One cannot. So dharma adharmayoho atma kritatva asiddhehe. So it is not established or not proven that dharma, merit, and adharma, demerit, are done by Atman. Atma krita. Done kritatva means Atman can perform demerit, Atman can perform merit. This itself has not been proven. Why? Because Sharira Sambandhasya Asiddhatvat. Because the idea that Atman can be Sambandha, associated with the body, itself has not been proven. Asiddhatvat. Because it has not been proven, Dharma adharmayoho atma krititva asiddhehe. Because that has not been proven, the fact that or the thing that dharma and adharma, that is merit and demerit, are done by Atman. They are the doings of Atman. This is not proven. Because if one has not proven that the body is associated with Atman, how can one prove that Atman performs merit and demerit? One cannot prove. So that is why you cannot say that Atman acquires a body based on Atman's merits and demerits, because Atman does not work. And there is no agency or kartrutva which we have found in Atman. Sharira sambandhasya dharma dharmayoho tat kritatvasya cha itaretara ashrayatva prasangat andha parampara cha yesha anaditva kalpana. Now here again, the Purva Mimamsa philosopher is not giving up. Again positing an assumption. Again positing an assumption. So now here, the idea is Sharira sambandhasya dharma adharmayoho tat kritatvasya cha itaretara ashrayatva prasangat. There is what is in Samskrita called Anyonya Ashraya Dosha. The defect of Anyonya Ashraya. One thing leading to one thing dependent on the other, and the other thing dependent on the first thing. Suppose there are two things, A and B. Suppose A is dependent on B and B is dependent on A. This is the thought. Suppose A is dependent on B. That means for the production of B, A is necessary. Or something else of A is necessary for B to come into existence. And if B is A is dependent on B. So B is dependent on A and A is also dependent on B. So for A to come into existence, B is to be there. That kind of thing. A is dependent on B and B is dependent on A. This kind of Anyonya Ashrayatva Prasanga. Both are interdependent. How is it possible? That will lead to a Anyonya Ashrayatva Dosha. It will lead to a dosha, a defect of Anyonya Ashrayatva. That is the idea. So that kind of a defect is here. What is the defect? That defect is the body is produced by various merits and demerits. Body is produced by various merits and demerits. Self is associated with the body because of various merits and demerits. Various merits and demerits are brought about because of self associated with the body. So self gets associated with the body because of various dharma and adharma. And dharma and adharma is brought about because of self getting associated with the body. Like that, it will become one circular logic. Because how do we say a person gets another body? Because of the merits and demerits that person has committed. But how does a person get associated with the body? Then you say because of, or how will that person commit merit or demerit? Because of getting associated with the body. So it is the circular logic. So that is what is told. Itaretra ashrayatva prasanga. Because of it having in dependence, mutual interdependence. Itaretra ashrayatva. Mutual interdependence, which is not logical. It is called Anyonya Ashrayatva Dosha. So then now, if that is the case, and that is the thing which was posited, that cannot be accepted. So here the Purva Paksha gives the idea that it is like bija, seed and sprout. So from a seed, a sprout will come. And from that sprout, seed will come. Like chicken and egg story. So sprout will come, seed will come. Seed from seed, again sprout will come. So like that kind of a cycle cannot be accepted. That kind of a connection cannot be accepted. Because it is like Andha Paramparacha, Esha Anaditva Kalpana. This Anaditva Kalpana, this Kalpana or this assumption of beginninglessness, Anaditva, is Andha Parampara. It is what? It is Andha Parampara. It is comparable to a queue of blind people, Andha, blind people, Parampara, line. So who is leading the way of the blind, another blind person is leading the way. So they are making one whole line, one row, blind men leading one another. In the Upanishads it is told, Andhenaiva niyamana yathandaha. So just like blind people leading one another. So here the idea is that is not valid. This is not valid. It is not valid. Why? Because it is like blind people leading one another. So this whole idea of the self being associated with the body does not hold water, or it does not hold anything else also. Not only water, it will not hold kerosene, whatever you want to put, nothing it will hold. It is not a valid argument. Why? Because kriya samavaya abhavacha atmanah kartrutva anupapattehe. Kriya samavaya abhavacha. Samavaya, here it means relation. Abhavat, because of the absence of what? Kriya samavaya. Relation with activity. Atmanah kriya samavaya abhavatcha. Because Atman has this absence of relation with activity. Atman has not no connection with activity. So that is why it will be anupapattehe. It will be illogical. It will be untenable to posit kartrutva, to posit the state of agency or doership to Atman. Because Atman is what? Atman is completely not connected to karma, kriya, action. So one cannot associate Atman with agency or doership. It is not possible to associate Atman with agency or doership. So whatever you are saying, that Atman is embodied because of performing merits and demerits, that makes no sense. Because first of all, Atman does not have any connection with the body. And if Atman has no connection with the body, then how can the demerit or merit performed by the body be a cause for Atman being embodied? So that cannot be possible. It's a circular logic. That's what it's saying. It's a circular logic. Now again, even now, Purva Paksha does not want to leave. Purva Paksha is adamant. No. Atman is embodied like that. So for that, again, Purva Paksha says, Sannidhana matrena raja prabhritinam drishtam kartrutvam iti chet. If it were to be argued that kartrutvam, the sense or the status of doership or agency, the state of agency is seen, drishtam is seen in Sannidhana matrena raja prabhritinam. In the case of king and so on. King and so on means authorities like king and so on. So king or boss, etc. It is seen. What is seen? Sannidhana matrena kartrutva. Just by their being present, there is work is done or agency is done. Just because they are present. So the Raja is present, or the king is present, or the boss is present, the Mindar is present, whoever is present, the person who is present, that person, seeing that person, all other employees or workers, they work. So oneself does not do anything. The king is not doing anything. So if one were to ask who is the karta, who is the doer, obviously everyone will tell king is the doer. King himself is not doing anything, or the queen herself is not doing anything. But she is the doer. Without her, nothing will happen. And it is because of her that everything is happening. That is the idea. So here also Purva Paksha says You see, it is all right. You may say that Atman is not doing anything, but maybe Atman, the presence of Atman is making everything happen. Sannidhana matrena kartrutvam. It is seen, we do see, like in the case of king, etc. Their very presence makes everyone do everything. So they are definitely doer. They are definitely agents. Like that, it is told. So immediately, Shankaracharya objects, he says, na, no. Dhana danadi uparjita bhritya swami sambanditvat tesham kartrutva upapattehe. In the case of kings and other people, kings Raja Prabhritinam, that means kings and other people who call the shots, basically, who are the administrators or who are the boss, people who matter. So those people, Dhana Dana Adi Uparjita Bhritya Swami Sambanditvat. There, what do we see? We see a sambandha, a relationship of Bhritya and Swami. Swami means the employer. Bhritya means the employee or servant. So Swami means the person for whom you are serving, or the owner, the boss. And Bhritya means employee or servant. So there, Dhana Danadi Uparjita Bhritya. The Bhritya, the servant or the employee, is Uparjita, earning or given, Dhana, money, Dana, charity, Adi, and so on. So when somebody is given salary, that is what? There will be so many columns that salary slip will have. So first there will be basic, DA, arrears, this, that, etc. That is what? Dhana, Danadi. Then there are what is called fringe benefits. Oh, you want to use a car, use the car. Company car you use. You want to use mobile, use company mobile. Afterwards, you will be using everything which belongs to the company. You will feel so guilty to not work or to leave the company. That is the psychological technique. So there, Bhritya Swami Sambanditvat, because of the relation of employee and employer, and which relation is ensured because of Dhana Danadi Uparjana, because of earning money, wealth, and other things, and also charity. So that means you are getting something in return, and so you listen to what the employer says or what the Raja says. And so tesham kartrutva upapattehe. And so we can say that yes, the king, though the king looks at simply Sannidhana Matrena, just because of being in the proximity of the workers, the king is just being there, present there. And so everyone is doing work. Is that the case? No, it is not the case. It is not the case. If the king is present there and does not give any salary, will others work? No, they will not work. They are working because this person is giving them salary or giving them something else. That is why they are working. And that is why the agency belongs to the king, because the king has given money and other things in return for this work. This is what we have to understand here. So king is standing quietly and looking and all other people are working. No, that is not the case. King is standing and observing, etc., supervising, etc. But in the first place, the king appointed these people and has been giving the salary to these people. So that is what is important. And because of that, you cannot say that though the king is not doing anything and simply standing, and but still we see that the king is kartrutvam, the king is the doer. No, no, no. The king is definitely doing. The king is sending money or giving money, or the CEO is giving money. Definitely something is happening here. Definitely that money is given. But, and that is why kartrutva upapattehe, it is quite logical to have doership. Natu atmanah dhanadhanadivat shariradibihi swaswami bhava sambandha nimittam kinchit shakyam kalpayitum. So there the relationship was of employer and employee. Here the relationship is of the body and the embodied. Deha and Dehi. Relationship is between Deha and Dehi, the body and the embodied, one who is within the body. So Natu, indeed it is not possible to imagine Shakyam Kalpayitum. Atmanah dhanadhanadivat shariradibihi swaswami bhava sambandha nimittam kinchit shakyam kalpayitu. Just like the king gives salary or other things, gifts to an employee or a servant, and establishes the connection or the relationship of employee and servant, and so it is plausible, it is possible, it is logical to think that the king is the doer. Whereas in the case of Atman, Atman is not doing anything, giving anything to body, etc. And there is no relationship between the body and the Atman as the relationship of employer and employee. Swaswami bhava sambandha nimittam. So as a cause of this kind of relationship, we cannot imagine anything being given by Atman to the body. It is not possible. So that is why you cannot say that Atman is kartrutva, karta. Mithya abhimanah tu pratyaksha sambandha hetu. It is quite clear, pratyaksha, it's quite clear that mithya abhimana, false association is sambandha hetuhu, is the cause of association between the body and Atman. So false mithya abhimana means false understanding or false association of oneself with the body. That is the only sambandha hetuhu. That is the only cause for this association, this false understanding. Etena yajamanatvam atmano vyakhyakam. So by this conclusion, atmanah yajamanatvam vyakyatam, it is also explained how Atman is yajamanatvam, the status of being the agent of a Vedic ritual, Vedic yajna. The status of being the agent or karta of a Vedic yajna. This is also here explained. So that means earlier it has been told that Atman, only if something is related to a Vedic injunction or prohibition, that it will matter, that sentence will count. So here the status of Atman being karta or yajamana, being the agent of a Vedic ritual, is also vyakyatam, is also now explained. That means it is not possible for an Atman to be the agent of a Vedic ritual. Atman cannot be agent of anything. Atman cannot be the agent of anything. Agent means here karta, one who does. Atman cannot be having any agency. So that is what is being explained here. Today we will stop here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.